The sewers beneath New Luma weren't meant for people. Certainly not for a 17-year-old boy named Jace. The tunnels were slick with runoff from the megacity above, the air thick with the hum of filtration drones and the stench of discarded dreams. But Jace had lived down here for years, surviving on scraps from the upper levels and the rare luck of finding something valuable among the trash that poured down the refuse chutes. He slept in a dry alcove lit by the faint glow of an old maintenance panel, wrapped in a patchwork blanket. That night, as the storm drains howled with distant thunder, Jace heard something strange, a whimper. Soft, desperate, not mechanical. He froze. Down here, something alive usually meant danger. Feral scavengers, mutated vermin, or worse, the enforcers of the city's underbelly. Still, he followed the sound, guided by instinct more than sense. Around a bend, half submerged in muddy water, lay a figure, small, trembling, and glowing faintly blue. Jace blinked. The girl, if she was a girl, had luminous skin like polished stone, and her hair was made of soft, ribbon-like filaments that fluttered when she breathed. Her leg bent at an unnatural angle, a torn exosuit leaking pale fluid that shimmered like oil. Hey, you're hurt," Jace whispered, crouching beside her. Her golden eyes fluttered open. "Stay back," she rasped, voice thick with pain. "They'll come." "Who?" She winced. "Hunters. They shot me down." He hesitated only a second longer before slinging her arm over his shoulder. "Then let's move before they find you." She tried to protest, but he half dragged, half carried her back to his alcove, lowering her onto his bedroll. He tore a strip from his blanket and wrapped her bleeding leg. The smell of ozone and burnt metal clung to her body. "I'm Jace," he said softly. "You got a name?" Her gaze was wary, but after a pause, she murmured, "Seren." Through the night, Jace cleaned the wound, whispering apologies when she hissed in pain. He wasn't a doctor, just a sewer rat, but he knew how to keep things alive. He scavenged heat cells from a defunct drone to warm the space, then brought her a dented tin of water. When dawn filtered through the drain grates, Seren's breathing was steadier. Jace watched her sleep, wondering who could shoot down a creature like her. Above them, New Luma's towers scraped the clouds, gleaming with alien alloys, guarded by drones that wouldn't notice a sewer boy. He'd been born down here, an orphan of the Sprawl Wars, invisible to the world. But this alien girl? She didn't belong in filth and shadow. When she woke, he offered her food, a few ration bars he'd stolen from a supply chute. She sniffed it, wrinkling her nose, but ate anyway. "Thank you," she said quietly. "You risk much." He shrugged. "Nobody risks much for me, so it's fair trade." Her faint smile lit the room more than his flickering panel ever had. By midday, she could sit upright, her skin's glow softening to a gentle blue. "You shouldn't have helped me," she said. "They'll come here soon. Hunters of the Concordium. They kill anyone who shelters an outsider." Jace leaned back against the wall. "Well, lucky for you, I don't live by their rules." She tilted her head. "Why?" "Because the people above never cared whether I lived or died," he said simply. "So, I figure I get to decide who's worth saving." For a long moment, Seren stared at him with something unreadable, part gratitude, part sorrow. "You're strange, Jace of the sewers." He grinned faintly. "Takes one to know one." That night, she told him more. Her ship had been ambushed near the city perimeter. Her kind, the Solari, were explorers, not warriors. The Concordium wanted their technology, their starlight cores. She'd ejected before her ship exploded, crashing into the city's lower rings. "They hunt anything that falls outside their control," she said bitterly. "Even the light itself." Jace listened, jaw tight. He'd seen the Concordium's banners fluttering from the towers, white and gold, like purity made into law. Above ground, they promised safety. Down here, they brought fear. "You can't stay here forever," he said finally. "They'll find you." "I know," she murmured. "But my ship's beacon, it's still sending. My kin will come for me. I just need time. Then I'll buy you that time." The next day dawned heavy and gray. Jace left at first light, climbing up through the storm shafts to the refuse markets. He bartered scavenged circuit chips for medical gel, dodged patrols, and swiped a small fusion battery from a distracted merchant. When he returned, Seren's face lit up at the sight of the supplies. He helped her install the gel patches, wincing as her luminous blood hissed against the gel. Her leg began to knit, the strange light under her skin pulsing in rhythm. "Why help me this much?" she asked quietly. He didn't answer right away. He thought of the years he'd spent alone in darkness, the way people looked through him like a ghost. "Because someone should," he said finally. "If I were lying in a gutter, I'd hope someone would do the same." Her golden eyes softened. "You carry kindness like a burden," she whispered. "But it suits you." He laughed. First time anyone said that. That night, a distant rumble echoed through the tunnels. Drones. Seren's head snapped up, glowing filaments rising like hackles. "They've found us," she breathed. Jace grabbed his bag. "Move. Now." She limped, but managed to stand with his help. The sound grew louder, the mechanical buzz of seeker drones scanning the air with beams of white light. They fled deeper into the maze, water splashing around their ankles. One of the drones turned the corner, its sensors locking on to Seren's faint glow. "Go!" Jace shouted, pushing her ahead as he swung a rusted pipe. He smashed it into the drone's lens, sparks flying. It reeled, but another word to life behind it. Jace grabbed Seren's hand and ducked into a maintenance hatch, crawling through until they tumbled out near a drain that opened toward the river. Above them, faint stars shimmered through the grate. She was shaking. "You'll die if they see you with me." He grinned through the grime. "They'll have to catch me first." Moments later, light flooded the tunnel. A drone's metallic voice boomed. "Unauthorized bioform detected. Yield immediately." Seren's eyes flared, her skin brightening until the tunnel was awash in silver-blue radiance. "Close your eyes, Jace." He obeyed. A pulse of light erupted, searing and beautiful. When he dared to look again, the drones were melted husks, their cores dripping molten metal. Seren slumped against the wall, breathing hard. "That was all I had left," she whispered. He caught her before she fell. "Then we get you to the surface." Now, they reached an old storm outlet overlooking the river. The city glowed above, a sky of neon and shadow. Far off, a shape drifted through the clouds, a sleek, silver vessel, shining like dawn itself. Seren's eyes filled with tears. "My kin, they came." Jace smiled faintly, chest tightening. "Guess I'm out of a roommate." She looked at him for a long, trembling moment, then reached out, pressing something into his palm. A crystal shard, warm and humming softly. "A Solari Heartstone," she said. "It will light your path when darkness comes." He swallowed hard. "You don't have to go." She smiled sadly. "You gave me life, Jace. I won't let it end here. But I will not forget the boy who shone brighter than the sewers he lived in." A beam of light descended from the hovering ship, wrapping her in brilliance. She hesitated, then leaned forward and pressed her forehead to his. A pulse of warmth flowed through him. "Goodbye, human." And then she was gone, drawn upward into the light, vanishing among the stars. The next morning, the sewers were quiet. Jace awoke to find the alcove brighter than usual. The shard she'd given him sat on the ground, glowing softly, and beside it, a pouch filled with clean food rations, real credits, and a small transmitter with a single blinking message. It read, "For when you're ready to come above." Jace looked up at the grates, where sunlight filtered through in thin gold lines. For the first time in his life, he didn't feel invisible. He pocketed the shard, slung his bag over his shoulder, and started walking, not deeper into the tunnels, but toward the surface, where a new day waited. And high above, among the stars, a Solari ship glowed a little brighter, carrying the memory of a poor human boy who'd proven that kindness could change the cosmos.